Yep. Big news just dropped. Immediate video. PlayStation just dropped some of the biggest news, probably in gaming history. It was definitely top 5. But PlayStation just announced that they will be stopping all physical media moving forward. And as of on January 28th, there would no longer be physical games. They said in response to shifting trends and consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. And then they just go on and basically try to soften the blow. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. I don't know what they mean by retailers. I don't know how a retailer can sell a digital code when digital codes are unlimited on the console. It doesn't make any sense for this to happen. I'm pretty sure there's a big number of people, myself included. I do buy a lot of digital games. I do. Most of the time it's just I have a digital only console. And it's not because I wanted a digital only console, it's because consoles with disc cost significantly more for no reason other than a disc drive. So they, it says that it's trends shifting, but you don't really give people a choice to shift the trend when your video games you're producing and the consoles you're making push your preference towards only digital. When a game is like, hey, we're not going to have a physical edition, you don't really give the people an option to buy digital or physical or not. Same thing with like PlayStation. When you make a digital only console or when you sell the disc drive separately, you don't really give people an option. It's either spend more money to get the physical edition or get the disc drive or get the digital version and spend less money. You're not really giving people an option. Spending more money and saying, hey, you didn't want to spend more money, so that must mean you don't want physical games is a very bad and borderline stupid way of thinking. But yes, it's funny that this news also dropped immediately after you hear that PlayStation just removed so many purchased movies, and they're gone forever. There's people who purchase the movies. It doesn't matter if it's not that many. The thing is, they exist. People purchase that media with their real life money, and it's down the drain. There's been no signs of refunds so far. They haven't even tried to introduce any way to guarantee that if you buy this game, it's yours. And I think there's ways you can do this. Even if you buy a code, in a physical case, or if you own a code and you have to put that code somewhere, like just in a box like we used to with disc. Even if it's a case with a disc and that code should be usable for the rest of time. But the real issue I have with physical games, not physical games, but digital only. I'm a huge fan of physical. I think physical should exist. I buy games physical and digital. Most of the time I'll buy them digital because I have a digital only console. But when I do have a disc or have the option to get physical on other platforms, I do. I don't purposely buy digital just because I want to. But the thing is, what really sucks is you're not about to see a trade-off. It would be different if PlayStation was like, hey, we're doing digital only, but for the rest of time, you no longer have to pay to play online. We're doing digital only, but we're going to make games cheaper. Maybe microtransactions are cheaper in our video games. But the thing is, GTA was just announced to be $80 with a $100 edition, which is probably the best edition where they're claiming you don't have to buy GTA at $100, in my opinion, to enjoy the game. But the thing is, they're locking so much content behind. They're trying to FOMO you. And we're about to see a lot of video games in the future be raised to $80. I'm pretty sure Wolverine is about to be $80 with, I don't know if we had a price reveal, but I can guarantee you Wolverine will be $80 with an edition that's going to just do the same thing GTA did and lock a bunch of skins behind. And plus, when PlayStation releases their brand new console, we're probably going to have a $1,000 console. The real problem with this game shifting to full digital is there's no trade-off for the consumer. There's no, okay, it sucks we're going full digital, but we're going to get this to soften the blow. There's none of that. We're about to get $1,000 plus consoles, $80 base games, $100 additions locking base content that's already pre-made in the game. Not full DLCs, just straight up here. There's content that exists. We're not giving it to you because you won't fork up an extra $20. And the thing is, I had a feeling this was coming. I always knew this was coming. I just didn't think, I was just hoping that there would be some alternative to people who still want physical games. As of right now, there doesn't seem to be any urgency or any talking, even conversation of, yeah, we know people, there's still a lot of people, millions of people who like physical games. So we're going to try to do this at least. I've always said with physical games, if you wanted to get rid of physical games, which we know they do because it costs more money, I've always said, don't make millions of physical games. I feel like you should give people the option to pre-order a physical game. Meaning, you just go on PlayStation and say, hey, I want a physical copy. And you buy it. You pre-buy your true physical copy. Meaning, PlayStation doesn't waste any money because you guarantee you bought it. And you can have it delivered to you. To your address, if it's available over there. I've always said, I feel like that's a good alternative. But I don't think they really care enough. And the truth is, I've already bought my games true digital for the past few years since the brand new generation. So I'm not about to act like I'm on a high horse. I've never been against digital games, but I've never been against physical. Just because I buy my game digital doesn't mean people should not have the choice. I've already lost I've lost $1,000 plus in video games because of digital. I lost my Xbox One account when I was moving to the Series S. I didn't remember my password and I lost everything. $1,000 plus of gaming, thousands of hours plus of game time. It was all down the drain. I had to start all over. But the thing is, there was no safety net for that. I put all my trust in digital, and not once did they even try to be like, if something happens, here is a way you can save your stuff. And that's the best hope, is that PlayStation comes out and says, yeah, we're doing true digital, but we're having conversations of finding out ways you can keep your games permanent. Because the truth is, with full digital, it doesn't matter. People are like, oh, people play digital anyway. That's not the point. You're disregarding the point on purpose. The point is, you're not giving people a chance in something that started out in physical. And it's not that physical games are outdated. It's not that it can exist. It's not that it's an old method. Physical games can 100% exist. They're not ripping from anything. They're not costing these studios, multi-billion-dollar studios, PlayStation, anything that costs. PlayStation can say, yeah, no more physical media, but they could put $400 into a flop of Concord. They can buy Bungie for $3.2 billion and have them produce Marathon. And cancel multiple live service video games. It has nothing to do with the money of physical games not being able to be there. It's simply PlayStation just wanting to do it because they can. And yes, the thing is, Nintendo and Xbox will follow suit. I don't think this is a PlayStation bad. I think they're just ripping the band-aid off first. Same thing with GTA 6 making $80 games. They're just ripping the band-aid off. They're just doing the hard part first. What comes next? I'm not going to abandon video games. I don't think anybody's going to abandon video games because they're digital. What I really hope is that some company, and this is the best case scenario, some company comes out and says, hey, we'll make true physical games, which is possible. I think it's possible if some media wants to take their into their own hands, download digital codes onto a disc, which is possible, and sell it. I think that's the best case scenario. That's what I want PlayStation to do. You don't have to make millions of physical disc, true physical media on release. Just give people the option to say, here, I want one. I'm willing to pay for it. Even if it's a week delay, or it shouldn't be a week delay, but I'm willing to pay for a true physical media. That's all I'm asking for. But we'll see what happens. I didn't expect this news. I didn't expect this news this early. That's another thing. I was at least expecting the next console, the PlayStation 6. I was not expecting it with this generation. This generation has not been good at all. And that's what makes the news worse. Is not only are you taking away true physical media, you haven't even had a good generation. Some of your most acclaimed studios have only released one game. Naughty Dog has only released one game. Hasn't released a game this generation. Last of Us 2 came out on PS4. And there's no signs. We haven't even seen gameplay of Intergalactic. Bungie, they've released Marathon. It's a flop. No one likes it. Concord, $400 million flop. No one likes it. God of War live service was canceled. The God of War La Fray trailer is being ratioed, and it's going through its problems. It sucks. It sucks. I'm not going to abandon gaming. I don't think people should abandon gaming as a whole. I've already been full digital, so I'm not about to be like on a high horse. But it really sucks just because I'm digital, and there's a lot of people that's digital. Because PlayStation is not doing this. They're doing this because of greed, but they're also doing this because they see a bunch of people doing only digital. They wouldn't make this shift to only digital if they think they couldn't survive on it. But the truth is, I don't think it was like 90-10%. I don't think 90% of people were doing physical media, digital. I think it was close to something like 70-30, maybe 70% on digital and 30% physical. But the truth is, you remove the option just because you could. You're not giving nobody a trade-off. But let me know what you think. This really does suck. Expect to hear Nintendo and Xbox do the same thing in the future. Peace, I'll send the video, and goodbye.